I'm Shannon Thresher, and this is 30-Second Tactics. You guys don't know me. I'm a dude on the internet, and I'm also a guy who runs a training company. It's a non-profit. We don't charge anything for our students. It's for law enforcement first responder training. One of our specialties is a basic sniper course. We're going to be talking about that today. Before I get there, I'm going to, right there, hopefully, post a link to the website. It's prepinctraining.org. The company is Prep Inc. Precision Response Education and Planning. All right, enough about that. This is kind of a long video, guys, so settle in. I'm going to be referencing my notes, so bear with me. So my opinions are just that, opinions. I'm just a guy on the internet. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Check out other forums and other instructors. Vet what I say against your world, your restrictions, and your opinions. So the basic law enforcement sniper class I teach was developed after I attended several other sniper classes, and I took what I found to be the good parts of those classes, and I added other relevant training, and I consulted a lot of other snipers and other instructors to develop the course. So today I want to talk about what you won't be taught in my class and why. So our class, along with most basic law enforcement sniper classes, is a week-long class. I wish it could be longer, but really the reality of law enforcement is that most departments can barely afford to lose their officers for a week of training, much less 2 weeks or 3 weeks or more. I understand that even though my classes are free, they really aren't free to the students. Departments, or often the individual officer, still has to pay for food, lodging, and ammunition for the week. So I get that. So we get what we get. We're stuck on 1 week. So with so much to be taught in such a short time, I think it's vital to distinguish between what's absolutely necessary and what can be cut from the curriculum because it's either not a basic skill or it's just there because it's fun. So what will you not be getting in my class? First, physical training, PT. Okay, let's face it, guys. If you show up to my class out of shape, I'm not going to be able to get you into some PT stud status in a week. By the same token, if you show up as, Navy SEAL level of physical fitness, not doing PT with us, that week is not going to turn you into, a big fat slug. Now there is running in our class. There is other physical demands in our class, but those things are strictly tied to the qualification courses and other sound tactics that you need to be able to accomplish to do the job. Okay. Point 2, repelling. I love repelling. I started repelling when I was 16 years old. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's super fun, super exhilarating. I don't know any cops that don't like it unless, the ones that just have a basic fear of heights. And usually once they get over that, they still love it. But repelling, when you consider how long it takes in a 1-week class to get students to safely learn how to repel and then to get a few practice reps in, versus how many departments are actually going to need their guys to come back day one from basic school with some repelling skills. It's just not worth the time it eats up. Okay, point 3, helicopters kind of falls into the same thing with repelling. We actually teach an aerial rifle deployment class. It's an advanced class. It has nothing to do with a basic class. There are very few departments out there that consider this a vital skill for their SWAT guys. Those departments that do, I'm happy to get on board and train them. But again, it's not a basic skill. It's super fun, but it burns up a lot of time in a short class where we have to save all the time we can. Another point, Woodland Operations. Obviously, the need to operate in the woods will vary from one department to the next. Some of the rural departments may spend a lot more time in the woods than the city departments that never go in the woods. But I could easily teach a week-long class just in Woodland Operations. When you look at the military sniper schools, they spend a lot of time in the woods, and those classes run, a month, 2 months, even longer, depending on which one you're talking about. I believe the current Army sniper class is either 7 weeks or 9 weeks. I forget. Someone on here will correct me. So having said that, we do cover Woodland Operations in our class, but it takes up about 10% of the total instruction time. It just wouldn't be fair to you guys if, I taught you everything you needed to know and it took up 90 or 100% of the class and you didn't learn other basics that you really need to know. Another point, long-range shooting. Okay, statistics are funny things. You can use statistics to win either side of an argument in most cases. So I'm not trying to, say statistics are the end-all be-all. But having said that, the statistics of real-world law enforcement sniper shots where a real shot takes place, not training, not what we think we might do, not what we saw in a video game, actual shots that took place. If you look at those statistics that are pretty accurately maintained by the American Sniper Association, you'll find that, you know, almost every shot ever taken in the history since they've been recording it, I think since the 80s, so the last 40 years, almost, I'm not going to say everyone, but almost every shot's taken place under 100 yards. So is it important for snipers along their career to learn their dope and reading the wind and everything else to make 300, 500,000 yard shots? Probably, maybe, definitely, you know, 300 to 500, maybe thousands stretch. You never know. Anything's possible. But again, not a skill that needs to be covered in a basic class. If you come to our intermediate class, our advanced class, you will shoot out to 1,000 yards. If your weapon and your ammo and your eye are capable of it, we will get you to 1,000 yards. We've never had anyone that couldn't, you know, get accurate out to 500 yards. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off track there. In our basic class, you will not shoot past 200 yards. It just is what it is. That's the reality. The last point I want to make is policies and procedures. Our students in any given class usually come from 5 or more different departments. So if I burned valuable training time teaching the students specific policies, specific procedures, specific do's and don'ts, and they just took that, learned it, and then had to go back to their departments and relearn what their departments are requiring, I would be wasting everybody's time. So we will cover some basic commands and stuff like that just to get everybody on the same sheet and make sure everyone operates safely. But you won't see us teaching, you know, entire blocks on SOPs and stuff, because it's just going to change when you get back to your department. Every department's different, so we don't waste time with that. So what will you learn if you come to one of our sniper classes? Well, fundamentals, marksmanships, the duties and realistic expectations of a law enforcement sniper. You'll learn the basics of urban and rural hides, and you'll get the moral and legal aspects of law enforcement sniping. So in short, you'll leave the class with the capability of making a court defensible shot, or knowing when you shouldn't take that shot or when you can't take that shot based on the law or your own capabilities. So guys, I hope this video was informative. It might be a little long, might be a little dry. I'm sorry you guys had to stare at my face the whole time, but it's just getting the facts out. So again, I'm going to throw up the prepinktraining.org on the video here. If you're interested in the classes, we also have a presence on Facebook and Instagram and all the normal places. Just check us out. I really appreciate it. Spread the word. The more students that learn about this free training, the more guys we can get trained. It's a great thing, I think. I'm going to keep at it. So that's all I have for you guys this time. As always, work, train, repeat. Stay safe.